Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Hipster podcast. This is your host, Jamil Hassan, the Crypto Hipster, where I interview founders, entrepreneurs, executives, thought leaders, artists, amazing people all around the world of crypto and blockchain globally. And today I have a special treat. I have somebody who I've worked with before in the past, many times, to bring guests to you. She is coming. We're coming to it live from Consensus after hours. Everybody's gone home. But we are here to bring you an excellent podcast. Her name is Krystyna Kozak. She is the CMO of Cookie3.
Hi, Jamil. It's great to be here, and it's great to finally meet you in person because, like you said, we've been working. I think first time when I got in contact with you was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and we've never met in person and up till yesterday where we randomly saw each other at an event. So it's great to be here, and it's great to be the guest of the podcast finally, not just bringing you guests.
I'm honored that you're talking to me tonight. So let's kick things off, and let me ask you first. What is your background? Is it a logical background for what you're doing now?
Sort of. I mean, when you think first of my background, so I did a bachelor's at University of Manchester in management, and then I worked in PR and marketing for luxury fashion in London, so not very Web3 related, but at the same time I was getting really interested in data privacy and the technological revolution, and then the pandemic hit. I moved back from London to Poland to where my parents live, and I was I want a career break. I decided I'm going to go back to uni to do masters, and because of my new interest I did masters in digital sociology, and then I actually started learning about blockchain and crypto at university. So I feel not a lot of people have this journey where they first encounter blockchain and crypto at school basically. So we had our lecturers talk to us about blockchain. I got interested. I started reading up on it myself. Then I wrote my thesis on it. Then I published a scientific paper on it in Frontiers magazine. It was around blockchain governance. And then I was okay, I've got my degree now. What next? So I was okay, I already have, a good years of experience in PR and marketing. And I saw, PR and marketing are also in blockchain, although we can talk about it a bit more later, but Web3 and blockchain marketing is a bit different from traditional marketing. So I was why not to combine the two? I started working for Web3 marketing and PR agencies, which is how I was bringing new clients. And then some time ago, I got scouted by the Cookie3 CEO, and I became the Cookie3 CMO, and it's been a journey.
I want to hear all about the journey. What is Cookie3 all about, and what has your journey been?
So Cookie3, so I laugh because I'm the CMO for a marketing tool, which is really cool because Cookie3 is creating solutions and tech for people like me. So I'm also the first test person to see if it's working and if it's doing great. So basically think Google Analytics. And I mean, I think everyone knows Google Analytics. It lets you see who comes to your website, how they're converting, what they're clicking, what they're doing, a very useful tool. And I think all good marketers use it. But then in Web3, there is an issue with Google Analytics because you can only see up until the point where someone connects their wallet. Once they go on chain, you don't know what your audience is doing. Are they keeping any good coins in their wallets? What's the monthly volume they're trading? What's their behavior? Are they actually just connecting the wallet and then going away, or are they coming back? Are they doing transactions in your platform? Google Analytics doesn't see that. Google Analytics doesn't have Web3 analytics. What we at Cookie3 do, the team has been developing this for over 2.5 years, and we only went to market with a working product 6 months ago. So 2 years of proper development. We've analyzed heaps of data, and we didn't buy this data. We scraped it off different places. So it's our data analyzed by us, and that's on-chain data that allows you to have basically Google Analytics but on-chain. So we'd like to say that we're Google Analytics for Web3. Then on top of that, on top of the analytical solution, we've built some other tools for marketers. For example, we've built something called Cookie3 Airdrop Shield. So we discover that 70% of airdrops usually go to bots or Sybil attackers. So we've used AI and we integrated our analytics with this AI to determine characteristics of bots, both off and on chain. And then if you're a company, if you're a project conducting an airdrop, you can bring us a list and we're going to score your users on likeliness of being bots or similar attackers. We're going to tell you who connected several wallets, because if you combine on-chain data with off-chain data, you're able to see there are projects who have like over 50 wallets connected by one person to one airdrop. Like, you don't really want to, that's not fair, especially if you get points for referrals and inviting others into the platform, because you're essentially just inviting yourself over and over again and racking up points. And then with the airdrop shield, you're able to decide and see who those bad actors may be and decide to slash their token, and then actually give the tokens that you save to your valuable users. We've also used our analytics to build like an affiliate platform, Cookie3 Affiliate, which basically we onboarded 18,000 Web3 KOLs onto this platform, and then projects are able to launch campaigns. Every KOL receives a unique referral link, and then in addition to what usual and standard, I think industry standard referral programs are right now, which is just bringing people to the site, we take it a step further because we've got that on-chain action. So you as a project can actually determine, okay, I want to only pay the KOLs the referral fee if the user completes certain actions or if the user is of certain quality, because I want to bring these guys to the platform. We're also using it to help projects with their KOL rounds. So we've got these KOLs in the platforms. Projects can advertise their KOL rounds, onboard KOLs onto this, and then use the tracking to see, how KOLs are performing. In the future, the big vision is we'll use this analytics to then help projects make decision about what KOL's actual value is when it comes to conversion. And then the final product of the entire Marketingfy ecosystem that we built, and it all works together with the cookie token, which we might talk about later, is the product called Cookie3 Score, which is launching in Q4 2024, and it's a retail audience product. Again, it's got business users, marketers, and it's got like normal Web3 users. Think of Galaxy, but without like the mindless task of like following and liking and clicking through. You just connect your wallet, you connect your Twitter, and in the future other social media, and our analytics gives you like your Web3 quality score, so how much of a valuable user you are to a project. And then projects who are using us on the business side can decide, okay, I'm a gaming project, I want to find people who hold gaming tokens and who are staking them, who are using them, not just getting them and dumping them, people who are writing on Twitter about GameFi, etc. So we've got these users and they're like, I want to give these users an airdrop, I want to give these users an incentive, I want to do a campaign for them because I want to target the right people, and I want to, other than throwing my marketing budget in like advertising, I'm going to take my marketing budget, give it to the people and be like, take it and learn my project. I'm paying you to go and discover it because I know you're a quality audience from me. And then finally to this comes the whole, Web3 ownership element of, how this new economy works, because they hold the tokens. If they like the project, they're going to start promoting it through word of mouth. And they're going to also be generating value for themselves. So the coins they got to discover the projects are then raising in value because more people are using it. So it's sort of a self-perpetuating cycle. That's Cookie3 in a nutshell.
That sounds really good. Oh my God. Okay. So, where do I even start? I want to find out, first of all, and you call yourself Marketingfy.
Yeah.
So it's a unique name. I haven't heard of Marketingfy yet. So what makes a Marketingfy? How do you do that? Like, what's the definition of Marketingfy? And everything I heard from you say so far is great.
So Marketingfy is basically marketing plus AI plus DeFi. So we're using AI to analyze data, score users. It's marketing, everything what I just explained. And then the DeFi element, the rewards element, the element of the circular economy, the element of, rather than you be doing campaign and, spending hundreds of thousands onto like Google ads or other ads, and then giving this money to the data giants, to giants who monopolize users' attention. I give it to users and I say, I know you're valuable. Here's my marketing budget. Go discover my product and go do something with it. And then also in our marketing Fi ecosystem, we partner with Cookie DAO, which emerged from our early community. They set up a DAO and they are soon releasing something called the Cookie Token. So basically the Cookie Token is, we call it sort of a representation of the marketing Fi value. So whenever businesses come to use our platform, we take like a platform fee from the, let's say, airdrop shield. So if we save a number of tokens, we take around 10 to 20% of these tokens, and then we airdrop them to stakers of the cookie token, because they're essentially like supporting the ecosystem. Same for the KOLs, reward the tokens from the KOL rounds, and similarly, if there is rewards distributed through Cookie 3 Score, we'll take like around 10 to 20%, and then this will be dropped onto the cookie staker for just, supporting this ecosystem, staking the token, and making sure like what we're building and what the Cookie DAO is building can thrive.
Awesome. So I want to get into how you built your analytics, or how you built your engine as opposed to Google 3. You said that you did scraping.
Yes,
right?
So I would need to, I'm not the technical person, so I don't really go into that detail, but from as much as I know from my technical team, it's like we didn't buy the data, we were analyzing the data, looking where it is, and then finding it in different places, because I know some of our competitors, they just went and bought the data, whereas we did mapping of like wallet addresses to like Twitter accounts, so then you can see how they both perform. Right now, when we have people connecting, let's say Twitter and their wallet within our platforms, like we also have it as a pair, and we are growing our database. We've got 14 billion wallets analyzed, 1 billion wallets, 14 billion transactions on 20 EVM chains.
Wow. Okay. So you gave me some numbers as far as airdrops. You said the way that there's two different kind of tasks. And I didn't realize that this was an issue. I thought everything was unique, but you said there's absolute duplication. People are using bots, people are doing Sybil attacks. I don't know what a Sybil attack is.
So it's more like people connecting a number of wallets. So bots are bots performing the actions for you. So if you, especially for airdrops, we have like daily action, or you have to do something like you're not really discovering the project, you have bots doing this, and then you can have a multiple bots. And Sybil attackers is like, so let's say you've got a referral campaign, like I said, and you keep setting up new wallets, and you keep referring yourself, and you keep using the power of connecting multiple accounts to basically cheat the system and get the most out of it, and get the whole reward for yourself, which defeats the purpose.
I guess people do that, and I didn't think people did that, but I guess people do that.
I mean, whenever some airdrops right now are huge. Like people are getting as much as 10K in an airdrop. Like if you think like you can connect several wallets and maybe that get even more, like whenever there is, money to win or like something to gain, people are going to find a ways to cheat the system. Like the society isn't, it's not just good people.
So you really help institutions, you really help wallet creators and exchanges, with it's kind of like auditing and due diligence and process it all at the same time.
Exactly, yeah, and just making sure, projects dedicate like a big proportion of their token supply. There are projects that dedicate like even like 5% of their entire token supply to an airdrop. That's a lot. And then you want this airdrop to go to users who are going to go discover your platform, to users who went and looked at your platform. Like if someone connected a bot, like they don't know what you do. They know you do an airdrop and that's it. If they connect multiple wallets, like they're doing repeated actions, but they're getting unfairly the amount of the airdrop that should have gone to users, to more users. Larger airdrop would go to more users then, and then you'd actually have a happier community, a happier audience, and a more engaged audience.
So you help the community grow. Really awesome. So what are the challenge? Like I want to talk about Web3 marketing. Obviously, the airdrop's one of the challenges, right? What are some other challenges today with Web3 marketing?
one of the key challenge, and I feel like if anyone's listening to my podcast before or interviews that I did, you're going to feel like I sound like a broken record because I keep saying it all the time. But vanity metrics, like Web3 marketing is built on vanity metrics. It's a house of cards. So vanity metrics are basically empty followers. So, airdrops are a great way to do this, and platforms like Galaxy or Zili are great in bringing people who are very reward driven, but they're not people who are actually users. Like they're clicking follow, they're clicking like, they're tagging you on social media as like social farming. So they write like, you must see these posts like farm param, farm bubble, farm whatever.
Oh yeah, I've seen
it's
that.
not bringing quality. It's because they are getting points to get rewards for doing these actions, but they're not going to convert into being your users. And it's understandable because people, someone else listed the project, oh, it's got 1 million followers, like they must be great. But these followers are accounts that were created yesterday and just random accounts with no value. You go like, oh, like so many people are using this. Like, no, you've got centralized exchanges. You go to a centralized exchange and they're like, I've got this huge community, and the centralized exchange they said is like, oh yeah, great. Even they look at like Google Analytics when you launch a token. But then if you do a task for a community and reward them for clicking to the site, like these are not visits and entries from valuable users. So this is actually where our analytics come into place, because then you can see how they're performing on chain and actually like gauge their quality. If you see like you've got 1 million people who connected their wallet, but these wallets have less than $10 in them and their transaction volume is very small, like, is this project really big, or is this project pretending to be big, just growing vanity metrics? What after this project launches a token? What happens after this project give out all the rewards? Is this traffic going to stick? Well, probably not if it's just vanity metrics.
I remember seeing, I think it was, people say call it out by name, and I never did, but I want to say BitBoy Crypto put a post on Twitter. 2 seconds later, he had 1,000 likes. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the post arrive, and I'm looking at the 1,000 likes. And I'm like, how did that happen? And then I see other influencers who have like 1 million followers, but you don't know what they have in their wallet or anything. They just and then dumping on their followers. I guess that's the danger. There's some dangers in vanity metrics. What should people look out for, with the vanity metrics?
Exactly. And then you've said a very important thing about the influencers. So something that we're doing with Cookie through Affiliate, once they start participating in the campaigns, you're actually able to see maybe an influencer with 5 million followers is like so diluted that he's got loads of followers, but he isn't bringing quality audience to you. And maybe like a micro influencer that's got like, let's say 30,000 followers will actually bring you more quality and engaged users, because he's got a small tight-knit community that really follows them and really believes into what they do. So it's like we in Web3 marketing, we need more like proof, social proof and on-chain proof. Like entire Web3 talks about transparency, decentralization, and being able to prove, like trustless proving on what's happening. So let's start utilizing it in marketing as well.
People ask me all the time, what's my numbers on my podcast? And I say, look, because they want to give money to somebody with inflated metrics. And I say, my listeners are people with ears. They're not bots. So, that's one of the dangers. But you are, you're also, I think your platform can help content creators in addition to marketing companies and exchanges, right? How do you help content creators?
Well, so right now it's through letting them know what the opportunities are. So if they're in the Cookie through Affiliate platforms, and then, our projects are onboarding onto KOL rounds, like we do due diligence for the projects that we allow into the platform. So we take this responsibility sort of them, of being like, yes, this project's legit. Like we've met with the team, we've seen what they're doing, we've looked at their tokenomics, like it's safe to work with them. And then we also push a lot of like educational content. So we've recently launched like a separate Telegram group and a separate Twitter account just for Cookie 3 affiliate, and we're trying to push educational content for KOLs there. So some insights from like what we're seeing, the traffic from the affiliate campaigns, also education about like what a quality KOL is versus what a shiller is, how to keep your audience engaged. So we try to stay relevant not only for the businesses but also for the creators. And then I don't think we've got any creators actually using our analytics yet, because I think we've never approached anyone to discover it. But then if they wanted to see their metrics of like their listeners, if they have a match of like wallet and Twitter or wallet or social media, and they want to see like, oh, my audience is like, I don't know, mostly trading on Ethereum or mostly trading on Base, then let's say you see your listeners and you're like, okay, they are all on Base. You're going to invite more people who are working on Base or who are developing on Base, because your audience wants to hear about this. It's actually, you've just given me an idea. We probably need to hit up some content creators as well and offer them our analytics.
I was thinking that, that initially before we talked, I was thinking you guys make AI obsolete, but you don't. You use AI to maybe make people who are lying obsolete.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, your KOL ownership. Yeah. So what do you see? What do you envision for the future of, I guess for me it pertains to podcasting. What do you see as the future of podcasters, of authors, or people who have been buried by the major, inflated numbers? How do you see being able to help people get their voice out there? Because blockchain is a voice for the voiceless. I think your solution can help do that. How do you see it?
Yeah, so definitely I like to compare it. If you look at Web 2, if you look at traditional industry and how KOLs are performing there. So KOLs and influencers are, for me, it's been prolonged, but I'm only 28, so like half of my life influencers have been there. I grew up with influencers, but I know it's fairly a new thing. And if you look at, influencers, like when they started influencing, like they were promoting everything everywhere for freebies. It was like the Wild West of influence and influencers, and this is where Web3 is right now. Like you've got shillers just promoting random tokens for the rewards. But if you look at Web2 influencer industry, and like I said, I come from like a luxury fashion background, so I have worked with these fashion influencers in the past, and that was once the influencer market has settled in like fashion. And you can see that these guys that promote anything, like their followers plummet, like they stop being relevant. It's like people realize that these guys are not bringing value. If you work with any like Web2 traditional fashion influencers right now, they are picky. Like you have to come to them with a great pitch. Why is this right for your audience? What you need to do? And this will come to Web3. Well, and like you said, how our solutions can help with that. On the business side, if businesses sees that these influencers who are promoting anything aren't bringing quality audience, well, then they're gonna stop working with them, basically. And podcasts like you that maybe, don't have these huge vanity metrics, but actually have people who listen to you, well, you're going to become like the most sought after KOL.
That'd be cool. Get to go to more conferences.
Yeah.
I get to have, that'd be great. You enjoy what you're doing. You obviously, it's great to see you here. Is there any other words of wisdom, or see people who are looking to grow this space, this marketing space, and what do you say people who are a little bit scared to take the risk that you did to move, into the area? What's your words of encouragement?
You just have to be passionate about what you're doing. I think before we started recording this podcast, I told you like how Philip, our CEO, scouted me. He showed me the platform, and I was in marketing, and I was like, my eyes went huge, and I was like, wow. I was like, I want to work for you. And then I'd say I work more than I worked in my any other job, but I'm less tired, I'm more driven, I'm more excited. So it's like, if you're thinking about switching, like, and you feel like this is something you want to do it. And even if I was scared, because I knew being a CMO, especially in a startup that's evolving quickly, I knew it's going to be a time consuming thing. And I was like, oh, I'm already like tired working like my shifts, my job, like around like 8-9 hours a day. I do 14-16 hour days, and I wake up and I'm like, let's go, like wake up, head fresh of ideas, and I'm not tired, which is, I'd say that's the recommendation I gotta give.
Awesome. So I want to thank you very much for your time today. Thank you very much, and it's great to see you. And I have one last question. How can people find out more information about you, about Cookie 3? How can they become clients? How can they use your platform to get their marketing out there into Web3? How can they do that?
So for myself, you can find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Krystyna Kozak, which is KRYSIAKOZAK. You can also find me on LinkedIn with my full name, which is Krystyna Kozak-Kornacka. And then for Cookie 3, you can find us on cookie3.com. You can find our partner Cookie DAO, who's releasing the cookie token on cookie.community. On Twitter, our handle is cookie3_com. CoinMarketCap, we're just Cookie3. And then on Telegram, it's cookie3_co.
Got it. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much for taking the time, and it was great to see you in person finally.